Dire team ban. Navi's turn to ban. Dire team ban. Navi's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire
Dark Seer.
Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Juggernaut.
Navi's turn to pick.
All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the broadcast here. The Summit 7 European qualifying action coming at you. And we got two great CIS region teams going at it. Vega Squadron going up against Navi here in a best of 3. Looking forward to this one here. This is an elimination match, of course, once again. The winner of this advances onto the playoffs, actually. The loser will be done here in what Summit 7 qualifier.
10 seconds
Looking forward to
remaining.
having some good action here today. With all that said, I am Breaky CPK, and I'm joined by my co-caster, Z-Rock here. Z-Rock, how's it going, man?
You know, it's just another great day. Get to watch some good Dota. And this is actually a grudge match, right? They played the first round of the tournament together. I believe so. And Vega, like, thrashed it. It was like a 20 and a 30-minute game. So.
Navi's turn to ban.
Sure.
Dire team ban.
And I always love seeing Tusk in the meta. Super fun, super dynamic hero. Tons of options, lots of flashy plays. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited. Now, most notably, Warlock and Abaddon both slipped the ban and pick phase out of the first phase. Not see this super surprising out of Vega. They tend to not necessarily favor the premium meta picks as much as a lot of the other teams. But Navi, I'm just surprised to see them let those slip through entirely. Opting for the Jug Tree. Juggernaut, one of those on the fence heroes that'll get first pick, that'll get last pick, that'll get forgotten about. Just always around. But let's talk about this tree. What are your thoughts on how trees performed in this event or around this patch?
You know, in general, tree I feel like has been overall decent. It's kind of interesting because you know when tree was first introduced into Captain's mode, I just remember hearing about like how this hero is potentially going to be pretty damn strong, and the living armor is one of those abilities where it's kind of hard to appreciate sometimes as a spectator because it's constantly doing work, the global presence from both heroes and then towers as well. But I feel like we haven't seen as much roaming and ganking potential with the hero as he can bring. It's been more about defending than it. It's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for that, battle tree and build.
No, and I mean, that's kind of exactly my point. I feel like we've seen way more trees maxing living armor than Nature Skies, which was definitely a shift from when it first came into CM, and everyone was maxing Nature Skies. And I just see a lot of games where I feel like it does nothing, but they still win. Or there's some games where I feel like it's single-handedly carrying the game. It just seems like there's no okay tree games. As I said, it's doing okay overall, but it feels like it's either way in one direction or the other game by game.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, I'm actually curious to know what the stats are as of lately. And I know that Kiev, again, he overall did pretty well. And exactly, it's just, he is doing well. It's understandable that he's being picked up in high priority. But Yeah, I do think there is another way to play and that not a lot of the teams have really opened up to yet. So, but again, still being newer into Captain's Mode itself, perhaps that's eventually come down the line. But picked up by Navi here, you expect it is going to be more of that defense. Be here for the list. And overgrowth as they always. Coddle.
Yeah, Coddle. Our long lost first pick, first ban hero from a couple months ago. Still super strong. Real quick, I want to touch on the bans. Navi banning Ursa and Alchemist does let the Terrorblade through that Vega has been favoring super heavily. Oh, TB was first ban. Derp. Good morning. But yeah, Coddle, if they get a good offlaner that can provide pressure, thinking like Clockwork here, it would be a most notable one that we've seen played a lot. Really can just do a ton in the offlane. He just gets a cogs and a battery assault, Coddle illuminates from the tree line, and all of a sudden somebody explodes.
Yeah, it's
that's my super basic analysis, but you know.
Well, you're right. So that's what matters here.
Low level analysis, too easy. But no, in reality, it's just a strong combo. I mean, the game is made up of 1-2 combos. Now the real question is going to be, I'm assuming Carry Jug, but Carry Jug with a support tree is a little difficult to run. Leech Seed is a good slow, and it's a long-lasting slow, but it's not the most damage in a lane from a support. So we'll have to see if they run maybe that mid Juggernaut, depending on the matchup. Although Vega does have a ton of melee here. If they'd run something like a puck middle type thing, could do a ton of work.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna see that Dendy here, and you know, it's interesting because I personally, I don't know if I've gotten the chance to really cast
5 seconds
Dendy. I've been casting now for 9 to 10 months here, and God,
you want one of the old school Dendy heroes? Dendy mid Rubik. Dendy mid Rubik.
Yeah, he did that
all the time. Oh, he was. I mean, it was like one of the signatures. Like, yeah, the Pudge, that was a thing once in a while. It was more of a joke than anything. And then basically when Pudge came out, there weren't a ton of heroes in Dota still. It was like Tidehunter. Tidehunter was the first pick, first ban for the first year of Dota 2. Because there was like 18 heroes or something. I mean, it wasn't that bad. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but yeah, there were just not that many heroes. So he was one of the few with a huge AoE stun. Anyway, Vega picking up the Lifestealer. Super nice because he has a great delivery method in Tusk. It's not instant like we'd like to see, but it is better than something like a Spirit Breaker where they can interrupt the charge and leave him stranded. So, not a bad bomb. Gonna be looking for a mid laner here on the side of Vega, so TA also works really well with the Lifestealer. Not surprised to see that picked at all. Super common pick in this tournament, this latter half of this patch. So what do you answer it with? We've seen Veno tried, we've seen Lita, and pretty much everything's felt kind of lackluster.
I don't know if there's an obvious answer, but I think TA is just one of those mids right now that's like you just kind of have to deal with.
Reserve time.
Almost a little surprised that it's not banned, frankly, and that might be a case of Navi was hoping to maybe get it for themselves, but knowing that they didn't take in the last pick there, you know, that's always going to be a risk. So. TA, yeah, we even saw G yesterday, in fact. Obviously in the losing effort in the series, but in that game 2 where they won, G actually had a hell of a performance on TA. I trust, though, and just in general, this hero is actually so well. So, yeah, Navi, I don't know that there's an obvious answer here.
Is it to mid the Jug? It's not a bad matchup by any means. It's not a good matchup.
One that comes to mind, actually, what about something like a Troll Warlord?
I think you'd rather have Jug. You just throw the Troll as a carry. It takes too long to get through Refraction as Troll. It's a little rough. And your wave clear is not very good, which can pose a problem when you look at the lineup overall. You've got Coddle to spam out waves. You've got Rocket Flare, but in the like early-ish part of the game, 10 to 15 minutes, I want to say if you run a Troll mid, you probably lose most of your towers pretty quickly.
So it's kind of, you say it would take a while to get off, like in my mind, it's more like having that fervor. Ideally, could actually burn through pretty quickly, but it just still takes time. You're right. It doesn't.
Yeah, Blade Flurry melts it instantly. This is an okay answer, just because, okay, if you can get a Q onto a TA while she's trying to harass you and then right click her, that's 3 refraction charges. One from the Spirit, one from the right click, and one from the Overload. They're all separate instances. So not a bad way to get through it. And looking more for their overall team fight. It's something that in the mid game can just jump to Warlock, try to stop the Chaotic Offering from going down, really be a little more evasive. The one risk is he's going to be super vulnerable to ganks pre-6. If Tusk just looks at him funny, Storm might fall over.
Well, we're going to see the Dendi Storm to finish here, and looking forward to seeing how this game now shapes up. By the way, there is a stand-in for Navi, as we see here. Exclamation point.
10 seconds remaining.
This guy.
5 seconds remaining.
Wait, no, that is... actually, it says it was Snake. No, it is Snake. I'm sorry. I just saw exclamation point, and that just kind of registered now that you mentioned that.
And the stand-in tag. Yeah,
like, I'm just like, oh, cool, stand-in here. No, but that is Snake, so never mind. It is their full 5-man roster.
Why is it not tagged up?
You know, Vega Squadron, by the way, wasn't... there was that announcement... CIS going to Southeast Asia. I believe he used to play for Vega.
I mean, that dude's insane. He used to play for... Who'd you say it was? G?
No, Mag 7.
Or Mag 7. Oh, yeah. Or when he played for, it was Vici, China. He had no real Mandarin knowledge at the beginning. Basic vocabulary.
So it's more and more interesting to see, like, Black I know was kind of one of the first ones to do it. I know Ice. It's just like, you know, seeing the international players kind of the global players coming together more and more lately. We're seeing a lot more examples of that over time. And, you know, that communication barrier is kind of the key, you pointed out. But, hey, if they can get through that, you know, obviously the idea of moving to set LAN houses or team houses in the end is becoming more and more relevant. So it seems like we're getting more of it as time moves on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think you're playing too much CSGO. It's just Mag. That's why I was confused so much. Mag 7's the shotgun in CSGO. I was like, wait a minute, what?
Maybe.
But no, yeah, Mag's really solid. Was on Vega for like 2 years. He was a staple of the OG roster. Pretty close to the original roster. It is very, very early.
Well, so actually on that note real quickly, so obviously we got this best of 3 here, Navi versus Vega. This is the only match today, it turns out, again, with scheduling. Normally it wouldn't be this early even, but I guess, you know, as we get later in the event and so many other events going on, the organizations themselves have to be a little more willing to make some adjustments day to day, and the teams, you know, they decided to play a little bit earlier, and then the other match, what was set to be Mouse versus
Pro Dota.
That one's actually going to now take place tomorrow and set up to have 3 best of 3s tomorrow. So it's going to be a long day tomorrow.
We got a marathon day. Okay, mid lane already, though. Just that nice little dual lane back and forth. It's super exciting. Everyone loses a bunch of regen, nobody dies.
Definitely feeling that pain, man. Pretty low himself. No fraction just yet, of course. Treant Protector, not often we actually see a Treant Protector just kind of babysitting middle lane. He did get that lead seed first in Seneko. Sit here and harass with it.
Yeah, it's entirely just a reaction. He knew Tusk was going to sit mid, felt the need to do the same to give Dendi something in the early game. And, yeah, working out well. I mean, the trades are good.
Bottom lane.
Oh, that shard.
Oh, it almost saved. But yeah, it's a 2 versus 1 bottom lane. Obviously, Darkseer going up against both the Juggernaut and Coddle here. Coddle, excuse me, we do tend to see more of an aggressive Coddle usually coming. I know you're kind of talking about that, the idea with that with the Clockwork even. But he is going to be babysitting Juggernaut. Oh, middle lane, by the way. The X-Shark's coming on this time, a much better block. But is it going to be enough for an actual kill? Dendi's running away. The Orb of Venom on him. All he can do is run, though, but I'm pretty sure he's dead here. He pops a Fairy Fire. Another auto attack. Yeah, that's going to do him in. First blood comes out in favor of Vega.
Very nice shards. Wow. Yeah, and it's interesting that he's the one that falls. Not a lot of people know this. Tree is super squishy at level 1. He's got quite a bit of base HP, but he only has 1 armor. So if you're able to not trade autos and just right-click him a little bit, he really can just fall over like paper. But a solid block from Sema there. Puts Dendy on the back foot very early on.
Regen rune.
The mysteries renew me.
Dendy can do about that. Obviously, no light or ball lightning CPC. Doesn't have that extra bit of mobility here.
Oh, so as to the Coddle, when they put Tree mid, they've accepted the Darkseer's going to get level 2, which means he's going to have access to both Surge and Ion Shell. Makes him a lot harder to kill. And so Coddle decided to go ahead and straight lane bottom, get an early point in Mana Leak, just so he has a way to zone back the Darkseer a little bit. I don't necessarily mind the trade-off, especially if he's going to jungle his way to like a quick 3 or 4, because that lets General get some early levels. Clock's going to get his levels with Cogs at some point. And then once you've got that level 1, level 2 Illuminate, then you rotate top. So I don't mind it. I think it's fine.
By the way, we see the power of that living armor coming through right there. Level 2 Tree and Protector, he gets that living armor, and not only does that help save Dandy in the middle lane, but it helps him turn on a Tusk there and get some early revenge against him. So well played coming out from Na'Vi. As I mean, to be fair, Vega Squadron, they were diving quite a bit. The Ice Shard is basically just beyond the tier 1 tower. They really wanted that kill, and obviously comes back to bite them. So Na'Vi, and that's again presence of Tree and Protector.
Yeah, and with the Shrine being used right there, he can come right back. This is going to force Tusk to keep coming back, and we're going to see a dual lane mid for quite a while.
Why not? He's got the good harassment tool with that Leap Seed once again, and it continues to be the 2 versus 2 right here. So this is definitely the entertaining lane, one that we've already had kills at and expect for possibly more. Way things are going right now, but TA is going to pop the Shrine himself and has that level 2 refraction. Invisibility.
Huh. This is interesting out of General. He had a little bit of gold from top lane and walked all the way back to get a Shrine, and then TP's back to lane with no regen and no Shrine of his own available. So we'll have to see if he's going to be under some pressure here.
Under attack.
Sitting around, smoke from Tusk. The lane. Dendy's kind of pushing up curtly, and Sentry's even put down. It'll be in case Tree and Protector hit a nearby. And it counter ward, but it's actually now the Sentry put down by Seneko, and he's just gonna beat down this ward that he clearly saw Tusk put
Radiant's
down.
top tower.
Neither of them had Tangos on the side of Radiant though. So Tusk just walks up, Tangos the Sentry, and was like, gotcha.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was about, but well played by Tusk right there. React to it, so they know the ward's there obviously, but they need to know this. Be coming out, and Tree and Protector gonna look to get that gold back they just spent there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit's not in the middle lane currently. He's currently falling back, and same for Darkseer though. To be fair, he's at his own jungle. But wrap around here as Silent on the Warlock. He's being run down by General, but now General's the one that has to be careful himself. Living armor is applied. Sync up again and should survive throughout all this.
Yeah, he's gonna hurt. This might kill him. 28, 10, 3, 0. There's a Fatal Bonds on the entire creep wave. So yeah, just very heads up from G there. Just to plow through those creeps, dealing as much damage as he could before the bonds drop.
Definitely was not expecting. God, Fatal Bonds is strong, man. It's on a full creep wave like that, especially. Not often you see a long range kill, as we saw right there, but you make it take advantage of it.
And this start from Vega is looking very okay overall. The mid lane's rough, but it's rough for both sides. And the Warlock has so much experience for a support Warlock right now. He's level 4.5 at 6 minutes. And maybe better with the kill on General here.
Yeah.
Can Living Armor hold?
Oh, there's
the bonds again.
You know it's a kill. It's 100% a kill unless it's called the Shrine. No. He's like, Shrine, come to me. It's not gonna happen. That's a tough start for General now.
Yeah, if you get bonds to an entire melee creep wave, you're going to take roughly 500 damage. If they kill off the entire wave and they were all full. So, I mean, it's just a nuts skill as far as how much damage it can do.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, see an example of it now a couple of times right here. So, Clockwork, he feels the pain. And mentioned kind of an okay start here for Vega Squadron overall, but yeah, bottom lane Pikeat runs Juggernaut. doing fantastic himself. 46 and 19 creep farm, and he's got the phase boots. Get more assistance from Fiverr. Meanwhile, middle lane, Dendi will go down. Tusk actually rotating in this time, and G dealing plenty of damage for the kill. He actually has those traps now. Able to catch Door Spear right before level 6. That's the key right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dendi just had one more creep there. He gets out, but instead, that is the slow, painful death.
Played Dendi back to the middle lane, but it's going to be level 6 here now, so obviously it's going to be much more difficult to kill, especially with the roving Tusk, but already fell victim, so Vega Squadron can be happy with that. In this middle matchup now, TA, take a look at the net worth here. He's 3,000 net worth, about 2,500 net worth. TA already having the better of starts, and he's going to jungle here now. A little bit of Darks here also seems like he's doing right at least. He's level 5, almost level 6.
Dire's middle
There's
tower
the
is under
Clockwork.
attack.
That's 5.5 too, so Clockwork,
Yeah, they're
by 2 deaths.
Yeah, they're definitely in a similar position. The support level differential is the bigger one. I mean, the Warlock's a full level up on Coddle, and the Tusk is actually a little down on the tree. But I mean, to be fair, the Tusk has done so much more work in the mid lane than tree.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
In general, he's like, I remember this. I'm black. Tommy's full life though, so it's gonna be more than fine, and those Tranquil boots on top of that, but it's still gotta be so annoying.
Dire's
Constantly
bottom
deal
tower
with that.
is under attack.
Bittlebon's, by the way, level 3 already. Wow, Warlock's level 5 here. Oh,
Yep. It'll be one of the faster 6s we've seen on a Warlock for quite a while.
leeching some experience off of the triple stack here for TA, and not only beneficial for the Warlock, but especially TA, who's really jumped up there now in net worth.
Yeah, this might be the first game I've ever seen a Warlock not need the tome at 10 minutes. He's already 6 at 9, so they'll be able to give that to Tusk, get the level 6 up on Tusk sooner. And yeah, in a very, very strong position to take a fight. If there's something that Vega sees, basically they've got their Infest up, Tusk can already snowball Lifestealer in, and then you've got the Chaotic Offering behind way earlier than most teams would be expecting it.
Could get interesting up here, Lifestealer. His way back in, but he does not know. There's 2 more here, including the Juggernaut, actually. It's up here. So here comes the bash initially. No, the leech scene, never mind. Rage pop, but the Omni Slash on top of him as he's running towards their tower. Alright.
He wanted to get to the creep wave, because if he made it to the allied creeps, he can't just kill him from full HP. So if he jumped in like the back one, he could actually get time for his whole team to rotate. Solid rotation though. Doing what I want every Jug player ever to do. You get 6, you TP, you kill their carry with Omni Slash. It's like the dream.
Experienced team, and make use of that right here. So Pycat shot the top lane a little bit more, but not going for the tower kill by any means. So that is. This is about Clockwork. He finds a solo Tusk. He snowballs out though. 5, but general keeping the pressure up. Is level 6 now. Hasn't used his hook shot just yet, but he has it. Panic to use here now, as Coddle's been absorbing some experience at the bottom lane. I mean, overall, this is one of those games, you know, everyone's getting some decent levels, except maybe the Tusk. Tusk is struggling a little.
Yeah, he's kind of got what he needs, though. I mean, in reality, more levels on Tusk are kind of marginal gains. They're still nice to have, absolutely, but he's definitely one of those people that once he gets all 3 skills, he feels like he's unlocked. So while they'd like to get 6 up on him, get the Walrus Punch so you have 1 more CC, they're not in bad shape on him right now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That level 10 talent, yeah, 40% experience gain. Yeah.
But the damage.
But damage, you're alright.
Dire's middle
I mean,
tower
potentially with that Walrus Punch thrown in, you know, he could be quite the damage dealer to be fair. I feel like, yeah, you need to be kind of snowballing. You got kind of be, you know, doing pretty well. Take advantage of that. Now, Crystal Maiden, on the other hand, definitely should get the 60.
Definitely.
But yeah, Tusk by all means doing just fine for the team, as you pointed it. Yeah, another case I mentioned G actually on TA yesterday, looking good. Seema actually did play Tusk a couple games yesterday against Alliance, and again, at least the first game looked very good doing so.
Yeah, he played it in game 2, I believe, too, against the rematch of this matchup the first time, Navi Vega, and They just demolished. I remember one fight he protected a Terrorblade and let him get off this crucial Sunder. Like, got a Snowball at 10% HP on the TB, maybe less. And they turned that into a Sunder and turned a fight. Ooh, got the haste.
Oh. So Heiko is starting to a little bit. He's like, now it's bait. He's going to overgrowth. Go for the turn kill on the Tusk. Tusk did a good job with the ice shot placement, actually boxing out any supports coming in, and Seneko will be killed off in the end. Chaotic Offering was committed for that, so they are going to make a push with it though, and it's ultimately going to work out pretty well for Vega Squadron here.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard for Navi to hold this. They'd have to have rotated Cuddle in really early, be ready to be eliminating already, and just not there yet, so. The Offering is totally fine to get a tier 1 this early.
Desolator. TA actually has to finish, just a matter of getting it delivered here.
It's insanely fast. She's going to hurt. She went from being like 4th on net worth to leading by like 2k.
Yeah, those triple stacks. I believe it was a triple stack for now. That'll do it. That's one of those heroes that you want to be stacking for, especially the Ancients. Comfortable with the idea, so.
Pyket's in a weird spot up here.
Yeah, he's kind of just like accepting it. He's like, you know what, I'm trapped in here. Might as well still do the tower, but now he needs to spin away. He will be fine. Like, yeah, he's confident. He has team support, and they're not going to commit to it. If they do, they can very likely turn.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Natty's got the Yasha being built now. Icat does, excuse me, the real you, meanwhile. Lifestealer does have that armlet finish, though. Toggling that off.
Yay, he's not going Midas.
Midas. Oh, trying to catch right there on the Seneko, but another 40 finally maybe expected. Danny's playing with that ball landing. Gonna get the kill on the Seaman eventually, but the Walrus punch right before. There's some good damage right there, so Danny has to be careful with his life. The Fatal Bonds is up, but how many leashes, if any?
Oh,
so
Pyket, careful.
Back to base. Careful. Catapult right there. Pyket, as you mentioned, maybe overextending a little bit. Viper will fort in, but now Terracon, he's being run down. He has to pop the Honor Slash somewhat defensively right here. Going for the Terracon on TA. They might get it. It's going to be a big one at that. They will get the kill on him. A nice bounty coming out for Pyket on the Juggernaut. Lifestealer, all look to do is run away.
Viper's insane. Mana leak into a beautiful blinding light, which pushed the TA under tower, stunned her, and the Jug's Omni Slash was rolling at the time, so he started right underneath her. I mean, that was insanely beautiful from the Coddle there.
Great assistance there, one of the newer players on the roster, of course. Good there at least, and did it pretty well. Nice shards. Block him somewhat, but not too concerned. Just simply Seema roaming around, trying to get some vision in. What is this about? Lifestealer top lane.
Oh, he's gonna get to courier. Thwack!
Has been killed.
But we'll be fine, so Tuska waiting around patiently, that works out. Nothing on it,
So,
right?
Tusk's... Oh, no, Dendy just brought himself point booster. But, yeah, no, Tusk's ult is targetable on the courier, and it does crit, so it's guaranteed one-shot on the courier. It's like 400 and something damage. Oh, yeah.
Not the longest cooldown, only 36 seconds at level 1 even.
The value. Have you seen this Frozen Sigil icon, by the way? Like, Vici Gaming immortalized the Matter of Husk.
So it is Vici Gaming?
Yeah. I want to say that set... I think it came out after their... Man, what tournament? They won some big tournament, and then someone designed that set for them, and it got released in the store. I'd have to look up the date it came out. But yeah, it was just off the back of some Vici tournament win.
They didn't win a TI.
I think the Chinese winners have been Wings, IG, and...
By the way, the new Roshan, as you're seeing right there. Aegis has been picked up now, Lifestealer. No, Lifestealer. TA gets it.
TA, yeah. At this point, they're so far ahead in the tempo of this game, they want to give it to who can hit towers the best. So they're just going to give that up to G, and basically it's going to post G into a situation he can always siege. Chaotic Offering's up. Like, yeah, Vega is firmly in hold of this game, even with the plays from Navi trying to keep them in this.
Pushback, he will avoid the ice shards, but I don't think he's going to be able to avoid death right here, unfortunately. We'll get taken out, so next up, bottom secondary tower going to be pressured. Meanwhile, from the Radiant side,
Radiant structures are fortified.
Fair trade of sorts right here. Pressure up on the first tower. top lane. But again, I don't know if it's a trade they necessarily just want to give up on.
No, not in this kind of situation. I mean, they feel like they're there, they might as well take it, and they may still have time to defend this. The Darkseer's here to push the waves out.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Good at that, level 4 Ion Shell. Push it out, and he's got the mech on top of the Arcane Boots, and interesting. He actually has a Rod of Atos queued up. That's not an item we see every day.
Yeah, it's just the fact that Root is starting to get more visibility. It totally stops ball lightning, so if you can get it on a Storm Spirit, super good.
I remember that being talked about, like how Root just got so powerful, and heroes like Storm Spirit were going to be heavily nerfed as a result. But Rod of Atos just never really took off as an item. Now, in general, by the way, he's got over here, and trying to hookshot away, and he will be successful with that hookshot. Go can overgrowth and simply run with it. It's a full-on retreat move here from Navi. Although Dendy had different plans. He kind of goes in and is like, hey, he'll fall back. He has a Bloodstone now, and he has that regen reaction even followed.
Just Dendy things. Yeah, I mean, Atos, the problem with it is it's fairly expensive. 3,100 gold, it's more than a Yule's, it's more than a Force Staff. It has less options to it than most of those cheaper items, and it doesn't give you any regen. Which, if you look at all the other items that people like to buy early game, especially on supports and offlaners, they give some form of regen. So you can spam your spells more, you can have more time outside of Fountain, and Atos doesn't really do that for you. Mid lane.
Gotta be some reason. Oh yeah, starts from middle lane. He's trying to kill a Warlock. Meanwhile, Chaotic Offering is ready to go, but nothing to come into it by any means. But see if maybe gets enough support. Man, he's gonna live actually. That Shadow Word, not even maxed out, but it still does plenty.
Yeah, nice CP in though from Darkseer. That's what saved him. The mech and the Surge both getting him out of a bad spot.
Radiant structures.
Bottom lane gets picked up between the TA and the Lifestealer. But you see Seneko setting up, does not have overgrowth, however, just gonna open it with the bash right there. Storm Spirit really commits to this, though. I don't think that they're gonna be getting any kills out of it. Be able to fall back in time, and they have their own supports coming in now. Too risky for Navi to chase. Decide to accept it. As meanwhile, Pycat, though, he's gonna push up the top lane. He has his Mantis style. He's working on defusal. Already 1,600 gold saved up. He's doing.
Yeah, he is keeping them in this game. When the pressure was on their tier 1 top lane, he took mid T1, while his team was like bottom, right there, takes the T2 top. He's been splitting like crazy in his farm matches. He's on par with this TA that's gotten like 6 kills. Yeah, been involved in 6 kills. So, definitely in a good position.
TA's opening up right there. Again, they do have a creep stick nearby. Overgrowth going to be coming out as a result, and Storm Spirit making his gap here. Ball lightning, and he will be fine. Good for his sake that Dream Protector happened to be hiding right next to him, living up to his name.
Yeah, this is one of the signature Dundee thing. If he gets into trouble, he won't ball lightning like a mile away into safety. He only ball lightnings as far as he thinks their range is, so he can save mana and look at going back in on stuff. Like, he almost died there, and he's almost full HP with full mana. He's ready to fight already.
Haster followed up, definitely encourages that as Juggernaut also being gone. Could encourage that as well. Obviously, he's ready. Can he maybe get that off in time? Look for a turn. If anything, he'll survive. He will elect to spin instead. Chaotic Offer now Wilson. I'm sending the back line just now here. Going for the Dawn of Warlock. They come up, but again, he's done his job and his sense. And I'll take a steal on his side now. Going out the bounce between a couple of units right there, but Lifestealer feeling most of the pain. And he will end up going down those. But geez, speaking of pain, he's dealing plenty of it himself. And Clockwork going to end up falling. Trap going to miss right there on a Coddle. As G is going to chase. There's the Aegis use, by the way, or reclaim even. But it ends up being 3 kills in favor of Navi, as they got too committed trying to chase down Coddle at the very end of that.
Yeah, the Vega Squadron there was way too hesitant to use Chaotic Offering on Pycat. They caught him out very badly. Spin was still on cooldown. He wasn't in a great position to Omni-Slash yet. Team wasn't there. But they hold the rock until his spin was back up. And as soon as the spin came out before the rock, it was pretty rough to bring that jug down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And that's going to be Pycat's defusal. Like, he's huge.
That is, yeah, Juggernaut's not usually a hero you see skyrocketing like. See this hero often, obvious reason, but he's not that flashy farmer usually.
You used to? There was a time where like every melee core went Battle Fury, and Juggernaut just, I mean, he took a lot of advantage of it. It wasn't like an AM, but yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a Jug just have this kind of lead. Gonna go the pretty standard 3-item, I would imagine. Probably going to see a blink into Basher.
Continue scouting out right here. Be careful though, as obviously they're in the area, and he sees that now. Looking for the chance for a hook shot as that solar crest is picked up. And standards to come.
Rondo.
Warlock in the back left by the team. I mean, Dendy just going in, balls to the wall. However, balls may be a little bit too big right now because he has to be careful about this. Warlock does eventually fall, but they're pretty deep. But you know what? They just don't care enough. He's just dropping out too, and he will go down. So Vega Squadron just simply cannot react enough. And no chaotic offering especially. They do have Darks here, but the wall's not going to be the best placement. And eventually everyone of Na'Vi just kind of walks away. Done just yet, actually.
Yeah, this team is just go, go, go. They're totally ready to fight. Omni Slash still up. Hookshot and Overgrowth not, but not really a big issue.
Back. Well, this is the case now of the Bloodstone definitely paying off. It's either one way or the other. You know, so much. You know, Lena's lately, especially where I feel like it's just been going down, down, down in charges. This Storm Spirit man, 17 charges in counting. That's huge.
Yeah, he's massive. And I mean, I gotta give Dendy a huge hand for the way he's playing these team fights. He's putting Warlock in such an uncomfortable position every fight where he's forced to either rock early and very inefficiently or die. And Na'Vi as a whole lineup is just playing so well around this Warlock, and we've seen what happens when teams are careful with how they engage into a Warlock team. The chaotic offering feels like it does less. You're never hitting 4 or 5-man bonds against a roster that's playing that way. And yeah, Na'Vi flexing some strength here.
Yeah, I agree that Denny especially has played very well, but at the same time, he's found here living armor. I mean, he's tanky with that Solar Crest too, but not going to be tanky enough.
Darkseer MVP vacuumed them behind the enemy lines, so the hook shot out ended up going right into G's face.
Yeah, he's going to go back in right here. Not going to get a kill again. Just going barely away though in the full landing as you stressed earlier. Trying to keep nearby because the team is rotating in and they're looking to make some big plays right here once again. So chaotic offering is up though. Goes back to that's the key for Vega Squadron. He's alive. On the uphill. He's gonna regret that immediately. They're on the toggle. Just on with the Manta style right there that he just got recently. The overgrowth hits right after them. But in comes the chaotic offering. They will catch Juggernaut. Juggernaut goes down. And now G trying to run down a Dendy right here. However, the TP is going to be successful as he gets away, but they lose Juggernaut, and that time the chaotic offering does come through for Vega Squadron.
Wow, that Lifestealer was so tanky, through the entire Omni Slash, not even really flinching.
Getting a mansion right before that fight, we saw him use it right there, and you know he used it right before the overgrowth, so that was kind of unfortunate, but didn't matter in the end. As now we see Tuscan being issued on, but they're going to stop Juggernaut, so they are missing out on quite a bit of damage. They will pick up Tusk. They're going to go for Lifesteal. Let's go. He's all tanky was last time, though. I don't think he's going to be tanky enough this time, however. Surge comes out, but he gets stunned, unfortunately. And he will end up falling right here. Silence also going to accept Jazz running back and maybe kill the carrier. That'd be fun. Not going to happen, so he goes down. And actually, it is a very good hold for Na'Vi despite being down the Juggernaut. They get 3, and damn it, Denny wants more. The blinding light pushback once again. Viper making the big play. And Afterlife is going to fall. Unstoppable streak indeed for Denny. 21 Bloodstone charges now. The region's insane.
And Ashiva's. All of the damage on Vega is pretty much physical. So, just so hard to bring down as well. 26 armor on him. Just, he's a beast. Dendy is so far ahead.
You know,
and most... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I want to go to that point now real quickly. That you look at this lineup, by the way, Vega Squadron, it is a horrible team against Storm Spirit, and that makes that final pick Storm Spirit that much better. It's like it's almost like obvious now in that final pick spot from Obvious. The lockdown is so little to none.
Yeah, but okay, so TA had such a big lead. I could have seen Blink Deso into an Orchid and then going into eventual Bloodthorn with it, and it would have been perfectly fine. It would have cut a lot of Storm Spirit's potential out of the game. But feeling the pain of the overgrowth too much. Had to go with Manta just to get out of it, but we see the Orchid queued up now. That was my thought, was, okay, if you don't have a lot of lockdown for Storm, you kind of do. You just have to let it get off. It's in Snowball, it's in Tusk Punch, it's in Warlock ult. And you just have to lock the Storm down for a quarter second to get those off. And I had thought an Orchid was going to come out either on Lifestealer or TA a lot earlier.
They don't have it in,
and getting punished.
One of those those heroes, yeah, especially with the Bloodstone, he has the potential to kind of get crazy in that snowball effect, and definitely are seeing that here from Dendy in this case. So that was achievement that we talked about, all that physical damage being reduced now. He has his own Orchid becoming a long-ready one of these living stats finished. And the bottom tower kill each happening there in favor of Navi. You got Juggernaut. He too is obviously continuing to do very well. Just struggling with the game. You know, has that butterfly queued up in the works. Actually has the Talisman of Evasion here. Benefit against the TA and Latch already. Yeah, that was an ambitious move on his part. Blinding Light pushback, he's dead. Oh, nice chaotic offering into the vacuum wall combination as well. And their contact and awkward spot is not here. Or is it actually Vega Squadron the one that's in an awkward spot? As they're being spun right on top. And Light's really going to invest ball. No, he gets a kill on a Clockwork, trying to hold his ground right here. And it will be enough where he can kill onto Dendy as well for the first time this game. So that 7-kill streak stopper happening right there. And they are going to lose Juggernaut as the Aegis comes up. But Dendy gets him to come back in. Again, he has those Bloodstone charges, so he comes up very quickly. Flycat, he's spinning away, but guess who's back? It's Dendy, bitches. He goes in on the life steal right here. But he needs to be careful about it. Vacuum wall to pull him on in. Dendy now realizing that, yeah, he has to get on out. It's going to be a lost cause. At least try to save the Juggernaut, but it doesn't happen. And Juggernaut does end up falling in the end. So that's a victory for Vega Squadron, and that has to feel good because Navi was really on a tear there for a little.
Yeah, and the itemization to stop Storm Spirit starting to come out there. The Rod of Athos is up on Darkseer, he connected with the root, and Dendy had to get scared. He took a ton of damage there in just the short root duration.
BKB, you think that's an option now Storm Spirit actually has to think about, despite, you know, again, stress out overall this team is not the greatest lockdown, but that Rod of Athos alone almost feels like.
Yeah, the problem with BKB, Walrus Punch and Chaotic Offering both still go through it. So while it's really nice, you may be leaning more towards the Lincolns.
So yeah, that probably makes a little more sense as far as the synergy.
Radiant's middle.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're both going to do similar things. Like Lincolns can get relatively easily popped by a Snowball or a Shadow Word or something like that. But then again, yeah, there's BKB Piercing Stun. So you just take the fact that Lincoln does better stats and go that way.
Yeah, how about this, by the way? They pick off Lifesteal and then they pick off Tusk while we're, you know, kind of analyzing what just happened in the last fight. So it's like, nah, we didn't even think about it happening. And again, Dendy was up very quickly because of the Bloodstone charges he had. So he'll be back to work and charges with that said. But yeah, whenever about the idea of the Lincolns, I understand that, yes, that should be a little bit of a deterrent at least, that, okay, they have other abilities that can take it away, but you still have to use set abilities in team fights where it can be chaotic at times and, you know, lots going on. I'm not saying these top-tier players can't take care of that, but it's still the fact that they have to do that beforehand. And, you know, being a top-tier player, you'd expect that they could possibly get that time to react then when they see a V pop. So, overall, I think it's a good idea.
And, you know, it's a little more versatile. You can put it on your Juggernaut if he's in front, or he's going to eat a big ability. And that flexibility can be the difference sometimes. Ooh, Arcane Rune on Dendy. This is the Dream Storm Rune.
Yeah, he's going to use it right here. Pops up to see about TA. Is in trouble. Tusk comes down. Fennell's not going to save him here. In fact, nothing's going to save him. Omni Slash committed, but again, that's a kill you definitely want, and he's dead for 75 seconds.
Yeah, Denny just spent the rough equivalent of like 3,800 mana to do that. That's how insane Arcane Rune is.
He really is.
Yeah, it's 40% mana cost reduction, and he burned his entire mana pool. So.
Well then, got the kill. Again, even the Omni Slash coming out, and TA, he is the most farmed in the game, so yeah, you got to really go all out on him.
And if you force a buyback out of him, I mean, it's massive. His tempo gets just dropped, and he's so close to finishing the Orchid.
Well, you got Vega Squad now kind of pinned in their base currently while they're waiting for TA to respawn here. And Navi just taking advantage, kind of pushing in the lanes elsewhere and being patient, maybe trying to wait for a pick chance.
Yeah.
I think Solar Crest, by the way, is Treant Protector also picked.
They want one for each of the cores. There's so much physical damage on the side of Vega, and the TA is the one that's way ahead, and she's not going MKB. So they just desperately want to get these Solar Crests online, keep one on Dendy and one on Pycat.
this tree in Protector too. So a lot of the times I also feel like going back to, I know we were stressing it from the beginning of the draft even, it's like, I feel like tree and Protectors kind of fall behind the farm quite a bit. Really struggle to get set items, but man, Seneko, he is not feeling that at all. You know, not only the Solar Crest, but that Blink Dagger on top of that, like, he's doing just fine.
Yeah, I thought the Warlock had a very greedy early game in getting level 6 that early, getting a Midas first, and getting to it at a fairly okay timing. But the supports on Na'Vi were just as greedy. I mean, the Coddle set bottom blasting creep waves once Juggernaut rotated at 6 for quite a while. And then, yeah, Seneco's still been able to find farm too, hitting a few creeps here and there himself.
Looking good for Na'Vi again, despite it was the bottom hold there for Vega Squadron, so they definitely show that they can hold, but B overall has the lead here, about a 6,500 net worth lead.
Yeah, Orchid's up on Dendy. Keep in mind, look for him going on Warlock here.
There you go. He is going to jump Warlock right off the bat. No chaotic offering this by the list. He can't kill him quick enough. He cannot. Remember, Cave has popped, and now will he find the chance to use it? It looks like now is the chance. There it goes down. Omni Slash was bouncing around. General's trying to live now as he's running away. Overgrowth does come in and mark down a little bit, but the chase still continues. General, though, the cog's going off. Nobody attempted the longest time. Finally, Warlock will fall. And now Pycat, he's trying to run, though. Juggernaut trying
still
to
got his healing ward.
In the background, though, you see Dendy going after TA, and Dendy will get the kill on a TA. That's a key one because he's dead for 80 seconds. No buyback to get the kill on the Tusk as well. And now here comes a turn from Na'Vi. The healing ward is put down. And Lifesteal there with a couple of auto attacks. Nice armlet toggle right there. And gets
go for it. Yeah!
Dendy, talk about going in, being a YOLO player himself. He will be YOLO there. And
oh, Seneko!
All the match comes out. And is this going to be a complete cleanup in favor of Na'Vi? It looks like a triple kill for Dendy. He's back up to 21 Bloodstone charges. And nobody has a buyback.
Wow. You gotta kill Healing Ward. That's about all I have to say. Look, Navi's full. I mean, they're entirely full. Pycat microed that ward so well. It wasn't that they weren't trying to. It was just they couldn't get to it. What a great fight from Na'Vi. It would have been better if they got the Warlock to start it off. He got a great Bond's Catic offering off, but just not quite enough, and the Healing Ward doing so much work.
It's amazing to me that that fight did go so well for Na'Vi, considering Warlock lived the initial onslaught and actually got it. Really good placement of the Chaotic offering off too, but you know that's where that counter initiation comes into play. As to be fair as well, you know, Seneko popped the Overgrowth, that also caused issues in the midst of it, and then the Healing Ward put down, but
and it was daytime into a Coddle Ags. Like Biver got off. It was daytime into Coddle with an Ags. Okay. Like Biver got off 3 or 4 pretty good Illuminates in that fight, and every one of those, if he's charging them up all the way, is 500 health. Just insta healed to any ally that runs through the path. So a ton of sustain here on this Na'Vi lineup. I just want to point out, like, did you see how far Seneko blinked and got the stun on Lifestealer there? Like, he got him past the shrine and was below the base when that started.
Yeah. That was pretty ridiculous. Again, as a team, they committed at that point. They were saying, you know what, we want this kill. And I think they felt pretty confident, too, that nobody had a buyback the way they were all just staying dead right there.
I mean, I also just think Na'Vi's style is you don't care if they do or not. You won the fight, man. We're getting 5 or we're all dying for it. Let's go.
Gamblers. Paid off right there big time. The jackpot of sorts and won the game just yet, but man, you know, I was just stressing before that. 6,500 net worth lead, now it's a 20,000 net worth. Yeah,
it snowballs so fast. Dendy Lincoln's is now online, so that's, I mean, that's massive. Rough stuff here from Vega in a game that looked okay.
Oh, yeah. Once with that, coming off the 2-0 victory over Na'Vi earlier in this event as we're stressing, so the rematch here, and Na'Vi now has the better of it so far. Only game 1, though, in this best of 3. But Na'Vi also coming off the momentum yesterday, actually. They beat Alliance in another event this year.
Yeah, another really rough showing from Alliance. They started one game down like 0-8 in 4 minutes or something. It was a bit painful. I mean, look at the lifesteal though. This poor guy just flatlined. He opted for a Manta because he thought Overgrowth was just screwing him that hard that he needed a way to get out of it. And he just hasn't gotten anything since. Literally has not gotten a single item in like 15 minutes.
I feel like
Dendi?
if you... Dendy's just around me, and he's going deep man again, trying to kill Darkseer, but we'll back out this time. Going back to the Dream Protector once again, if you can pick up a hero like that that forces an odd pickup in the Manchester, I mean, again, I know it's not useless by any means, but again, he's not getting maximum efficiency because he's not a ability-focused hero, so forcing him to get said item as you're stressing is like, that's already kind of a winning. Having the hero alone kind of does that, so the reason why Dream Protector is a strong but Dream Protector getting caught right here with a couple, but out comes the Crimson Guard, actually, and here comes the support now. Juggernaut, he can actually start running away, but Dendi, he's doing his thing in the back lines. Tusk, he's dropping low himself. But a big overgrowth on 5 heroes. Oh, there's a lot of losers there. He was on his last goes off as well, and going from hero to hero. Gets killed in Darkseer. Now they will lose Dream Protector. Actually, Dendi's having some trouble with the life stealer over here, it looks like. But Warlock also having trouble against many others. And he is falling. Blinding Light pushes TA over the ledge, but it's just not going to matter. TA goes down. Life stealer's like, well,
go for him. Go for him.
We saw what happened last time. Vortex right back in, and there's the kill. And if you're Vega, I think that GG is looking pretty appetizing here.
Finish him.
Nope. They want my back. They want a chance. Big timing right there. The vacuum. Pulled him in, stalled him a little bit, but the last ditch effort here definitely for Vega's one that is. But yeah, it's going to be putting that Illuminate going through it again. He's damage from it as well. Spycat putting in plenty of auto attacks. That's a tie back for him. Life Stealer just simply trying to be that last stand effort, but it's not going to happen. GG is going to be called, and Navi will take game number 1.
Yeah. I liked the draft out of Vega, I really did, but they all just needed 1 or 2 more items. Your TA needed to get to BKB, and your Lifestealer just needed to get to anything. And the Navi they found their opening, and holy hell did they push it. They got that Aegis up on Jug, took 2 towers, a big base team fight, and then everything just went to hell. I mean, Dendi definitely MVP with the Coddle being a close second. I think the